Ryuto Kageyama wasn't born a hero, he was cursed. And now, the world's fate depends on whether he can control it, or if that curse will destroy everything. Ryuto's life was never ordinary. Ever since he was a kid, he felt something different. Not like a special power, but like a weight on his chest. A curse. His bloodline was cursed, and the older he got, the more he could feel it trying to take over. At first, it seemed like nothing, just a shadow he could ignore. But as the years went by, that shadow grew larger and darker. By the time he turned 15, the curse wasn't something he could pretend didn't exist anymore. It was alive, thrashing against his ribs, clawing at his soul. His bloodline was cursed with the power of a god curse to either save the world or burn it. There were no in-betweens, no gray areas. Ryuto wasn't just an orphan in a small town. He was a walking weapon, a living time bomb, and no one would tell him how to stop it. From the moment Ryuto realized what he had become, he spent every day in fear, hiding, running, trying to contain the beast inside of him. But he wasn't alone. He wasn't the only one with this curse. There were others, darker, older souls who wanted the curse's power for themselves. Every night, Ryuto could hear the whispers, feel the eyes watching from the shadows. His curse wasn't just dangerous for him, it was dangerous for everyone around him. By the time he reached his 18th birthday, Ryuto's curse had already claimed the lives of those he loved. He was cursed, yes, but even worse, he had become a walking danger to anyone near him. People who got close, tried to help, or even tried to understand the power within him, were either burned by it or consumed by the darkness he carried. Ryuto was the hero no one asked for, but the one who had no choice but to rise. The more he tried to push the curse away, the more it fought back. It was a primal thing, a dark force wrapped in shadows and rage, and it would not be ignored. Soon, it wasn't just his enemies who felt the curse's wrath, it was Ryuto himself. Every battle, every confrontation brought him closer to the edge, and that edge, it was where he could either lose his humanity, his soul, or both. One night, everything changed. While fighting a group of dark entities trying to take control of his curse, Ryuto stumbled upon an ancient, hidden temple in the middle of the forest. It wasn't in any maps. It wasn't even supposed to be there, but something inside pulled him in. It was like the temple was waiting for him to unlock the final secret of his bloodline. In the darkness of the temple, Ryuto learned what he had never been told. His curse wasn't just a curse. It was a weapon. The very thing that could destroy the world or save it. And the prophecy? It wasn't just some myth. It was his fate. Ryuto was the one who would either bring about the end of days, or become the salvation of all mankind. But the cost of controlling such power was immense. The more Ryuto tried to control the curse, the more it burned through his soul. It was in that moment that Ryuto saw the truth. This curse wasn't just about destruction. It was about sacrifice. A curse that demanded everything. And Ryuto? He had been given everything, but he had to decide whether to give it all away. The forces that hunted him began to grow stronger. The ancient beings that had wanted his power for centuries began closing in. Ryuto could feel their eyes on him, but he wasn't just fighting enemies anymore. He was fighting himself, fighting the darkness inside of him that whispered for him to embrace it, to let go, to burn it all to the ground. Every day, Ryuto became more powerful. Every battle, every near-death experience brought him closer to the breaking point. But it wasn't just the enemies that attacked him. It was the curse itself. The more he tried to hold it back, the more it pulled at him. He could feel it in every breath, in every heartbeat. It was eating him alive. Then came the day he couldn't control it anymore. A battle so fierce, it shook the earth beneath him. As Ryuto fought to keep the curse contained, he lost it. The curse overtook him, and the world around him began to break. It was in that moment that Ryuto realized the full extent of the prophecy. He wasn't just the key to the world's survival. He was the key to its destruction. Ryuto stood on the edge of the world, his body glowing with dark energy, the curse pulling him deeper into its grip, and yet, something deep inside him fought back. It wasn't the curse that defined him, it was the choices he made. And Ryuto, he wasn't ready to let it all go. Not yet. The world was falling apart around him, and Ryuto had one choice left: sacrifice himself to stop the curse from destroying everything, or let the curse take over, end the world, and start over. It wasn't an easy choice. It was the hardest decision he'd ever have to make. But as he stood there, ready to make the ultimate sacrifice, Ryuto knew something that no one else did. He wasn't the villain. He wasn't the hero. He was just a person, one person, caught in the middle of fate, with the power to save or destroy it all. With the weight of the world on his shoulders, Ryuto made his choice. He wasn't going to let the curse win. Not today, not ever. But the question remains, did Ryuto save the world, or did he destroy it?